They told you that helping people makes you strong. They told you kindness builds loyalty. They told you good people always win in the end. But they never told you the hidden cost. Because the truth is uncomfortable. In a world driven by self-interest, unlimited goodness is not admired. It is consumed. The overly helpful man is not respected. He is used. And when he is no longer useful, he is forgotten. Machiavelli understood something most people are too afraid to admit. If you are only good, you will be defeated by those who are strategic. Tonight, you will understand why helping everyone is slowly destroying your power, and how to reclaim control. The addiction to being needed. There is a reason you help too much. It feels powerful to be needed. When someone calls you for advice, you feel important. When someone depends on you, you feel valuable. When someone says, "I don't know what I'd do without you," you feel strong. But this feeling is deceptive, because they do not value you. They value your service. The moment your service stops, their appreciation fades. If someone only keeps you around because you solve their problems, that is not respect. That is dependency. And dependency without respect becomes exploitation. Real power is not being needed. Real power is being respected even when you give nothing. When generosity becomes expectation. The first time you help, people are grateful. The second time, they are appreciative. The third time, they are comfortable. After that, they expect it. Expectation kills gratitude. If you always say yes, your yes becomes meaningless. If you are always available, your time loses value. If you constantly sacrifice your own priorities, people stop seeing it as sacrifice. It becomes normal. And once something becomes normal, it loses power. Scarcity creates value. Abundance creates neglect. This is human psychology. The fear behind excessive kindness. Most people who help too much are not purely kind. They are afraid. Afraid of rejection. Afraid of being disliked. Afraid of confrontation. So they agree. They give. They tolerate. Not from strength, but from insecurity. And people sense insecurity faster than you think. When someone realizes you are afraid to lose them, they gain leverage. And leverage is control. The moment you fear losing someone more than they fear losing you, you lose power. The invisible loss of respect. Respect does not disappear loudly. It fades silently. When you laugh at disrespectful jokes about yourself. When you ignore small boundary violations. When you accept behavior that makes you uncomfortable. When you say yes while internally wanting to say no. Each time you choose comfort over boundaries, you lose authority. And authority, once weakened, is difficult to rebuild. People test limits, consciously or unconsciously. If you never enforce consequences, they stop taking you seriously. Not because they hate you, but because you train them not to respect you. Machiavelli's real lesson. Machiavelli never said to be cruel. He said to understand human nature. He observed that people are driven by self-interest. They act loyal when it benefits them. They act kind when it serves them. And they withdraw when it is convenient. This is not cynicism. It is realism. If you ignore this truth, you will constantly feel betrayed. If you accept it, you become strategic. You stop taking everything personally. You start calculating. You stop giving blindly. You start giving intentionally. The power of saying no. The word no is powerful, but most people are uncomfortable using it. They soften it. They delay it. They apologize for it. But every time you say yes to something you do not want, you betray yourself. And self-betrayal weakens confidence. Confidence comes from alignment between words and actions. When you say no calmly, without explanation, something changes. People pause. They reassess. They adjust. Because now they see boundaries. Boundaries create structure. Structure creates respect. You do not need to justify every decision. Power does not over-explain. It states and moves on. Silence as a strategy. Most people talk too much. They explain their motives. They defend their decisions. They try to be understood by everyone. But mystery creates authority. When you speak less, people analyze more. When you reveal less, people speculate more. Silence forces others to fill the gaps. And in those gaps, they project power onto you. Emotional restraint is intimidating. Calmness under pressure is commanding. The strongest person in the room is not the loudest. It is the one who reacts the least. If someone insults you and you remain composed, you win. If someone tries to provoke you and you stay neutral, you win. Emotional discipline is silent dominance. Detachment and control. Attachment creates fear. Fear creates weakness. If you are afraid to lose someone, you will tolerate behavior you should reject. If you are afraid to lose an opportunity, you will accept unfair terms. If you are afraid to be alone, you will accept disrespect. Detachment does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop depending. When you know you can walk away at any moment, your posture changes. Your tone changes. Your decisions change. People sense this shift immediately, and they adjust their behavior because they know you are not desperate. Desperation invites control. Detachment removes it. Strategic generosity. Do not stop being kind, but make your kindness strategic. Help when it aligns with your goals. Help when it strengthens mutual respect. Help when it does not drain your resources. But do not help to be liked. Do not help to avoid discomfort. Do not help to secure approval. Selective generosity maintains value. Unlimited generosity destroys it. You are not obligated to solve every problem. You are not responsible for everyone's emotional stability. Your primary responsibility is protecting your own power. Becoming unpredictable. Predictability invites manipulation. If people know you will always forgive, they take risks with you. If people know you will always help, they rely on you lazily. If people know you will always stay, they stop fearing your departure. Unpredictability creates tension. Tension creates respect. This does not mean being chaotic. It means not being automatic. Sometimes say no. Sometimes delay responses. Sometimes withdraw quietly. Let people feel the possibility of losing access to you. Because people value what they can lose. Rebuilding your power. To rebuild power, start small. Pause before agreeing. Think before responding. Observe before helping. Ask yourself, is this aligned with my priorities? Is this person reciprocating value? Am I acting from strength or fear? Self-awareness is the beginning of control. Discipline is the continuation. Power is the result. Final message. The brutal cost of being too good is not immediate. It is gradual. It shows up as exhaustion, as resentment, as being overlooked, as being replaced. If you want respect, your kindness must be guarded by strength. If you want loyalty, your generosity must be balanced with boundaries. If you want power, your emotions must be controlled. Stop helping everyone. Start helping strategically. Stop seeking approval. Start enforcing standards. Stop fearing loss. Start embracing independence. Because in a world driven by self-interest, the calm, disciplined, emotionally detached man is not exploited. He is respected. And respect, not approval, is real power. You have now understood the cost of helping everyone. But understanding is not transformation. Awareness without action changes nothing. So now comes the real shift. The shift from being the good man to becoming the controlled, strategic, respected man. Because stopping excessive kindness is only step one. Becoming powerful is step two. And power is not loud. It is built quietly. The rebirth of identity. For years, you were known as the reliable one, the available one, the understanding one, the forgiving one. People labeled you based on what you provided. Now that you begin to withdraw, something uncomfortable will happen. They will question you. They will say you changed. They will say you became cold. But understand this clearly. When you stop being useful, those who benefited the most will resist the most. Because your transformation threatens their comfort. Do not explain yourself. Identity shifts are uncomfortable for others, but necessary for you. The test phase. The moment you enforce boundaries, you will be tested. People will push slightly harder. Request just one more favor. Use guilt. Use emotional manipulation. They will remind you of your past kindness. This is not coincidence. It is psychology. They are testing whether your new behavior is temporary. If you fold once, they will know nothing has changed. Consistency builds authority. Inconsistency destroys it. Stay calm. Stay firm. Stay unmoved. The power of delay. One of the simplest shifts in power is response time. When you instantly respond to everything, you signal availability. When you pause, you signal control. This is not about manipulation. It is about discipline. Before agreeing to anything, delay your answer. Say, I'll think about it. Let me check my schedule. I'll get back to you. This creates psychological space. And space creates authority. People respect those who are not rushed. Emotional withdrawal. You do not need to become distant, but you must become composed. Stop oversharing your struggles. Stop revealing every plan. Stop seeking emotional reassurance. Mystery increases perceived strength. When people cannot fully read you, They treat you more carefully. Emotional transparency is valuable, but only with those who have earned trust, not with everyone. The quiet build. While others talk about ambition, you build. Improve your body quietly. Improve your finances silently. Improve your knowledge privately. Do not announce upgrades. Do not broadcast progress. Let results speak without warning. Nothing shifts power faster than unexpected growth. When someone who was once overlooked suddenly rises, the room changes. Silence plus improvement equals intimidation. Detachment from outcome. You must release the need for specific outcomes. Stop trying to control how people see you. Stop trying to control who stays. Stop trying to control who understands you. Control yourself instead. When you are emotionally neutral about outcomes, you become dangerous in negotiations, because the one who needs less controls more. If you can walk away calmly, you cannot be pressured. The calm presence. Powerful men do not enter rooms loudly. They enter with stillness. Stillness commands attention. Lower your voice slightly. Slow your movements slightly. Reduce unnecessary gestures. Hold eye contact calmly. These subtle shifts change perception. People feel steadiness, and steadiness feels strong. Energy speaks before words do. Stop fixing people. You are not responsible for saving everyone. Some people need to struggle. Some people need consequences. Some people need distance. When you stop fixing everyone's problems, you force them to grow. And if they choose not to grow, they remove themselves from your life. Both outcomes benefit you. Your job is not to rescue. Your job is to rise. The respect shift. After consistent boundaries, calm responses, controlled availability, and quiet growth, something subtle changes. People begin to measure their words around you. They hesitate before crossing lines. They consider your time valuable. They respect your silence, not because you demanded it, but because you embodied it. Respect is rarely requested. It is observed and adjusted to. The internal strength. The final stage is internal. You no longer feel the urge to prove. You no longer feel the urge to overgive. You no longer feel anxious when someone pulls away, because you understand something powerful. If someone leaves when you stop overhelping, they were never loyal. They were comfortable. Comfort is not loyalty. Convenience is not respect. Real connection survives boundaries. Final continuation message. You began as the good man. Helpful, reliable, available. Now you evolve. Selective, calm, strategic. You still help, but you choose. You still care, but you protect yourself first. You still show kindness, but never at the cost of respect. Because the world does not exploit strength. It exploits softness without structure. And once your kindness is backed by control, once your silence carries weight, once your presence is no longer guaranteed, you are no longer the man who is used. You are the man who is valued. And value, when protected properly, becomes power.